When the market crashes, most people panic. But the ones who stay calm, they don't just survive, they get rich. That one line sums up the biggest secret you'll ever need to know about money. The best financial advice you'll ever hear isn't buried in some book or whispered on Wall Street. It's written in human behavior. It's about how you react when everyone else loses their mind. When it comes to building wealth, most people obsess over strategies, investments, and timing. They study charts, follow trends, and chase the latest secret of the market. But the truth is far simpler and far harder to master. The first and greatest key to financial success is not learning how to control the market, but how to control yourself. The market is unpredictable, irrational, and often cruel. You cannot control what it does, but you can always control how you respond to it, and that difference defines who rises and who falls. Takashi Kotegawa understood this better than almost anyone. When he started trading, he wasn't born with millions or backed by institutions. He began with just a few $1,000s, a small desk, and an enormous amount of self-control. His power wasn't in his strategies, it was in his mindset. Most traders crumble when they see red numbers flashing on the screen. Their heart rate spikes. Their hands shake, fear takes over. But Takashi learned to be calm when others were breaking down. He knew that panic never pays. It only destroys clarity. And clarity is everything in finance. If you can keep your head when everyone else loses theirs, you have already gained an advantage no one can buy. Controlling your emotions means making decisions based on logic, not on the storm of feelings that try to rule your mind. When prices fall, fear whispers, "Sell before you lose more." When prices rise, greed shouts, "Buy more before it's too late." Both voices sound convincing, but both are traps. Emotional decisions may feel right in the moment, but they are almost always wrong in the long run. The ones who win are those who wait, think, and act only when the noise fades. They do not let a single emotion dictate a single action. Money doesn't respond to emotions, it responds to patience, timing, and courage. The market rewards the observer, not the reactor. That's why the calm mind always beats the restless one. You cannot make smart financial moves if you are emotionally unstable. A moment of fear can wipe out years of progress. One impulsive move, made under pressure, can destroy everything you've worked for. The greatest traders and investors don't have superhuman intelligence. They have superhuman restraint. Takashi often said that his real enemy was not the market, but himself. He treated every trade as a test of his character. Could he remain patient while others chased profit? Could he stay still when others screamed for action? The answer to those questions determined his success more than any technical analysis ever could. And that lesson applies not only to trading, but to every financial decision in life. Whether it's saving, investing, or spending, emotions are the silent killers of wealth. The moment you let excitement or fear take the driver's seat, you lose control of your financial destiny. True control comes from building emotional endurance. It means you can sit through uncertainty without breaking. It means you can look at temporary loss without losing your long-term vision. It means you can accept that not every opportunity must be taken, not every drop in price is a disaster, and not every rise is a signal to jump in. The emotional investor sees storms, the disciplined investor sees seasons. The difference is perspective, and that perspective only comes from control. Financial freedom begins where emotional control begins. If you cannot manage yourself, no amount of income will ever be enough. You will spend when you're sad, chase when you're greedy, and panic when you're scared. But when you train your emotions to obey your plan, you become unstoppable. You move from reaction to intention, from noise to focus, and that shift changes everything. The calm mind becomes the foundation upon which every fortune is built. So remember this: money does not test your intelligence, it tests your temperament. The market does not reward those who feel deeply, it rewards those who think clearly. The best financial advice you will ever hear is not to find the next great opportunity, but to become the kind of person who can handle both gain and loss with the same steady mind. If you can master your emotions, you can master your wealth. Because in the end, control is not just power, it's profit. People often believe that success in finance belongs to the smartest minds, the analysts with advanced degrees, the traders who can decode patterns, or the experts who speak in complex terms. But history keeps proving something radically different. Intelligence alone doesn't make you rich. In the world of money, the true advantage belongs not to the genius, but to the disciplined. Not to the one who knows everything, but to the one who can stay calm, consistent, and patient when others are restless. Takashi Kotegawa's story is living proof of this truth. When he started, he wasn't born with exceptional academic knowledge or fancy financial formulas. What he had was discipline, the kind that turns small efforts into massive results. He didn't rely on luck or emotion. He built a system, trusted it, and followed it with unshakable focus. That's what separates him from the millions who lose money chasing shortcuts. Because discipline isn't glamorous. It's quiet, repetitive, and often uncomfortable. But that's exactly why so few people practice it, and why those who do dominate. Patience, too, is a form of power. It's not passive waiting, it's strategic waiting. It means you understand that money grows through time, not through panic. Most people know what they should do: save, invest, hold. But they can't sit still long enough to let the results unfold. The impatient investor wants results today. They switch strategies, follow hype, and get swept away by trends. But the patient one, they stay rooted. They wait through uncertainty. They understand that wealth is not a race. It's a process. Takashi once said that the hardest part of trading wasn't finding good opportunities. It was resisting bad ones. That's what patience looks like in real life. It's saying no when everything tempts you to say yes. It's walking away when your emotions are screaming to act. That restraint, that stillness, is the invisible strength behind every great financial victory. When others let excitement drive them into losses, the disciplined mind quietly prepares for the right moment. And when it comes, they act decisively and confidently. In money and in life, discipline and patience are twin forces. Without one, the other collapses. Patience without discipline becomes laziness. You wait, but you do nothing. Discipline without patience becomes pressure. You act too soon and destroy your progress. Together, they create balance, the ability to wait long enough for opportunity, but to act fast enough when it appears. That balance is what makes financial mastery possible. The world today glorifies speed. We are surrounded by promises of get rich quick, overnight success, and instant profits. But the truth is, lasting wealth has never been instant. It's built over years of consistent action, boring, repetitive, quiet work that no one applauds until success becomes impossible to ignore. Discipline means doing the same right thing even when you're tired, bored, or uncertain. It means sticking to your budget, your plan, your investment strategy when the temptation to break it is strong. It's not exciting, but it's effective. Patience gives discipline its meaning. Every great investor knows that time is the most powerful multiplier. The earlier you begin and the longer you hold your course, the greater your return. Takashi's massive fortune didn't come from a single lucky trade. It came from thousands of disciplined decisions, compounded by years of patience. He didn't chase every trend, he mastered one approach and refined it relentlessly. That's how ordinary people achieve extraordinary results. By committing to the slow path that few have the strength to follow. Discipline and patience are not just financial tools, they are character traits. They reveal who you are when no one is watching. Can you delay gratification? Can you hold your emotions steady while the crowd panics? Can you trust your long-term vision when everyone else doubts you? These questions separate dreamers from achievers. The impatient mind wants comfort now. The disciplined mind seeks freedom later, and financial freedom only comes to those who can wait long enough to deserve it. So the next time you feel the urge to rush, to invest too fast, to spend too soon, to give up too early, pause. Remember that the most successful people you admire didn't sprint, they persisted. They stayed in the game long enough to let compounding do its quiet magic. Takashi Kotegawa didn't win by being the smartest. He won by being the most consistent. Because in the end, money doesn't belong to the intelligent. It belongs to the patient. It rewards those who respect time, who repeat discipline daily, and who believe in steady progress over sudden gains. The best investors don't chase results, they build habits. They understand that every calm, disciplined decision is a brick in the foundation of their fortune. That is the hidden truth of wealth. Intelligence may open the door, but only discipline and patience keep it open. Every major financial crisis in history has revealed a hidden truth. Opportunity is often disguised as disaster. When markets fall, when headlines scream fear, when people start selling everything they own, that's when the greatest chances for wealth quietly appear. Most people don't see it because panic blinds them. They are too focused on what they're losing to notice what they could gain. But those who keep their composure in chaos, those who can think when everyone else is trembling, are the ones who walk away with fortunes. Takashi Kotegawa understood this principle better than anyone. He built his empire not during the easy times, but in moments when the world was falling apart. To most, a crisis feels like an ending. To Takashi, it was an opening. When markets crashed, he didn't see destruction. He saw discounts. He knew that while the crowd was running away, real value was being left behind. It takes immense courage to buy when everyone else is selling. It takes vision to believe in recovery when the world believes in ruin. But that's what separates ordinary investors from extraordinary ones. Every financial collapse is a mirror that shows who truly understands value and who is simply following the noise. Crises are a test of psychology, not just of money. When prices drop, the market exposes the mindset of every participant. The fearful sell to feel safe, the patient buy to stay prepared. Those who lose their calm lose their chance. Takashi didn't let fear dictate his trades, he let logic guide them. He analyzed, he waited, and when the numbers aligned, he acted. Quickly, precisely, and without hesitation. That's the discipline of a strategist, not the reaction of a gambler. Most people dream of opportunity, but they want it to look comfortable. They want clear skies, steady trends, and easy wins. But opportunity rarely looks like that. It usually comes wrapped in chaos. It looks like crashing prices, gloomy news, and uncertainty. That's why so few people take it. The truth is, opportunity doesn't knock politely. It crashes the door down during storms. The ones who are mentally prepared for that chaos are the ones who benefit from it. Crises don't just create chances in the stock market. They reveal lessons in every financial journey. When economies slow, when businesses struggle, when incomes fall, you are forced to rethink how you use your resources. That discomfort sharpens your awareness. It teaches you to cut waste, to prioritize, to innovate. Those lessons are priceless. They build resilience, and resilience is wealth that no market crash can take away. Takashi didn't only survive tough times, he grew stronger from them. Each fall of the market became a classroom, teaching him how to manage risk, how to trust his process, and how to remain calm when the world wasn't. The world often sees crisis as chaos, but the wise see it as cleansing. It wipes away illusions, exposing the real strength of systems, businesses, and people. In that exposure lies clarity. When the dust settles, those who stayed alert and patient find themselves surrounded by opportunities no one else was brave enough to seize. The key is not predicting the crisis, it's preparing for it. You can't time the market perfectly, but you can train your mindset to remain steady no matter what happens. Takashi's story teaches us that wealth isn't built by luck, it's built by readiness. He didn't wait for calm conditions, he trained for turbulent ones. He knew that storms separate the emotional from the strategic, the reactive from the rational. Every time fear took over the crowd, he saw it as his advantage. Because he understood one eternal truth: markets always recover, but not everyone does. The difference lies in preparation and perspective. So the next time life, or the market, throws uncertainty your way, pause and ask yourself, what can this crisis teach me? Every downfall carries data. Every loss hides a lesson. If you can see beyond the chaos, you will find hidden doors that others are too afraid to open. The moment you stop viewing crisis as a curse and start treating it as a classroom, your financial destiny changes. Crises create opportunities not just for money, but for mindset. They teach patience, sharpen vision, and remind you that fortune favors those who stay fearless when the world isn't. Takashi Kotegawa didn't just profit from market crashes, he mastered them. He understood that while most people pray for calm seas, the true winners learn how to sail in the storm. And that is the secret no textbook will ever teach you. Every crisis holds the seeds of a comeback, but only the disciplined and the daring have the courage to plant them. Most people spend their lives chasing money, as if it were a finish line they could cross and finally rest. They run faster, work longer, and hustle harder, believing that the more they chase, the closer they'll get to peace. But Takashi Kotegawa's story teaches something far deeper. Money itself is never the goal, mastery is. Because when you chase money, it runs. But when you chase mastery, money follows. The greatest financial advice you can ever receive is simple yet powerful. Don't chase money, chase mastery. Takashi didn't become one of Japan's most legendary traders by obsessing over wealth. He obsessed over precision, understanding, and improvement. He didn't wake up thinking about how much he could make. He woke up thinking about how much better he could become. That's the mindset of mastery, the relentless pursuit of growth rather than gain. Money is a byproduct of value, and value comes from skill, focus, and consistency. You can't trick the system with shortcuts. You can't fake mastery. You have to earn it every single day. When you chase money, your decisions are emotional. You trade because you're afraid of missing out. You spend because you crave validation. You invest because everyone else is doing it. Every move becomes reactive, and emotion replaces logic. But when you chase mastery, every decision becomes deliberate. You aren't moved by fear or greed. You are guided by strategy. Mastery brings clarity, and clarity brings profit. Takashi never rushed into a trade because of hype or panic. He moved only when his analysis said the time was right. He treated the market like a game of discipline, not a lottery of luck. Chasing mastery means focusing on the process, not the prize. It's about developing the kind of habits that lead to success, not just the success itself. When Takashi spent hours studying charts, analyzing patterns, and refining his methods, he wasn't chasing a number in his bank account. He was sharpening his craft. And that's what most people miss. They want results without repetition. They want wealth without work. But mastery demands obsession, a patient, persistent commitment to learning until your skills become second nature. Money rewards those who earn it through mastery, not those who demand it through desire. The difference between chasing money and chasing mastery is the difference between temporary success and lasting impact. Those who chase money may win for a while, a big trade, a lucky break, a sudden rise. But without skill and understanding, it all collapses eventually. Mastery, on the other hand, creates resilience. It allows you to adapt, recover, and thrive no matter what happens. Takashi didn't fear losing money, because he had something more valuable, the mastery to earn it again. When you build mastery, you build security that no economy can take away. In life, too, this principle holds true. Whether you're in business, art, or any other field, chasing money limits your vision. It makes you transactional instead of transformational. But when you chase mastery, you become irreplaceable. You stop competing with others and start competing with your former self. You measure success not by how much you've earned, but by how much you've improved. That internal drive to become exceptional at what you do is the seed from which both confidence and prosperity grow. Mastery requires patience, humility, and a constant hunger to learn. It means studying when others are sleeping, practicing when others are partying, and staying focused when others are distracted. Takashi's journey wasn't glamorous. It was filled with long nights, quiet routines, and countless small decisions that compounded into greatness. That's the real cost of mastery, consistency. The world only sees the outcome. It never sees the hours of unseen effort behind it. But those invisible hours are what make visible success possible. Chasing money creates anxiety, because you're always worried about losing it. Chasing mastery creates peace, because you trust your skill to rebuild it. That's the paradox of success. When you stop chasing money and start improving yourself, the money starts chasing you. It's attracted to competence, to calmness, to confidence. And confidence only comes from mastery, from knowing that no matter what happens, you have the knowledge, the mindset, and the ability to turn situations in your favor. Takashi Kotegawa didn't worship money, he respected it. He saw it as a reflection of how well he was mastering his craft. And that's what made him different. To him, every loss was a lesson. Every win was feedback, and every day was another opportunity to refine his approach. That's how masters think. They don't chase, they evolve. So, if you want to build true wealth, stop asking, how do I make more money? And start asking, how do I get better at what creates it? Because money is never the goal. It's the echo of mastery. Once you dedicate yourself to becoming the best at your craft, wealth becomes inevitable. Takashi's life is proof of that truth. The more you master yourself and your skills, the less you'll need to chase. Because what you're chasing will start coming to you. In a world that worships speed, noise, and reaction, calmness has become one of the rarest and most powerful currencies. Everyone wants to move fast, trade fast, earn fast, live fast, but very few know how to pause. And yet, in the moments when everything is collapsing, it's the calm mind that sees clearly, acts wisely, and profits quietly. Takashi Kotegawa's journey is the ultimate proof that calmness is not weakness, it is control. And control in the financial world and in life is everything. When panic spreads, logic disappears. The screens turn red, the headlines scream, crisis, and even the most confident investors begin to doubt their instincts. Fear becomes contagious. People sell not because it's smart, but because it's emotional. That's when Takashi stood apart. While thousands were acting out of fear, he was watching, breathing, waiting. His calm was his edge. He understood that every storm eventually passes, and the one who remains steady through it always gains the most when the sky clears. Calmness isn't silence, it's strength under pressure. It's the art of not letting external chaos disturb your internal clarity. Takashi's success didn't come from predicting every move of the market. It came from his ability to remain composed when others were losing focus. He once described trading as a game of psychology, not between numbers, but between nerves. The market doesn't just test your money, it tests your mind. And when your mind is steady, your results follow. Think about this: the market, like life, is full of fluctuations. Highs and lows, wins and losses, moments of excitement and fear. Most people get caught in the wave. They rise with joy when things go up and crash into despair when things fall. But calm people don't ride the wave emotionally, they observe it strategically. They understand that neither success nor failure lasts forever. That emotional neutrality, that ability to stay grounded in both gain and loss, is what allows them to make clear, rational choices while others drown in reaction. Calmness gives you something no amount of money can buy: perspective. When your emotions are under control, your decisions become sharper. You can see opportunities that fear hides. You can recognize mistakes before they grow. You can think long-term while others are consumed by the short-term. Takashi's calmness wasn't natural, it was trained. He developed it through discipline, reflection, and deep understanding of himself. Every trade he made wasn't just about the numbers on a screen, it was about mastering the storm inside him. Calmness, in truth, is the highest form of intelligence. It's easy to appear confident when things are going well. It's much harder to stay centered when everything seems to be falling apart. The market rewards the few who can do that, and life does too. Whether in finance, relationships, or goals, the ability to remain calm in chaos gives you power others don't have. Because while everyone else reacts, you respond. You make moves based on vision, not emotion. Takashi's calmness made him dangerous in the best way possible. It made him unpredictable, not because he was erratic, but because he was unreadable. The market couldn't manipulate him. News couldn't shake him. Fear couldn't touch him. That is real strength. The kind that doesn't shout but stands firm. When others are running, the calm person is calculating. When others panic, the calm person plans, and when the panic ends, the calm person profits. But this lesson extends far beyond trading. In every aspect of life, calmness amplifies power. The calm speaker influences more than the loud one. The calm leader commands more respect than the aggressive one. The calm thinker creates more solutions than the impulsive one. Calmness sharpens clarity, and clarity builds confidence. The world will always throw noise at you. Criticism, fear, uncertainty. But calmness filters it, allowing you to move only in directions that matter. When Takashi faced massive losses, he didn't break down. He didn't let emotion take over. He studied his mistakes, adjusted his strategy, and kept moving. That's the calm of a master. That's the composure that turns pain into progress. People often mistake calmness for passivity, but it's the opposite. It's controlled action. It's knowing when to wait, when to act, and when to walk away. Calmness gives you the timing that emotion steals. So, when you think of wealth, don't just think of money. Think of mental wealth, the kind of strength that comes from composure. Because without calmness, no amount of financial knowledge will save you. The best strategy collapses when fear takes control, but with calmness, even an imperfect plan can thrive. Calmness is the greatest currency because it compounds. It multiplies your wisdom, your focus, and your resilience. It turns chaos into opportunity and loss into learning. And just like Takashi Kotegawa, if you learn to stay calm when the world loses its balance, you'll find that success starts to flow toward you, not because you chased it, but because you mastered yourself. In the end, calm isn't just a state of mind. It's a statement of power. The world belongs to those who can keep their pulse steady when everything else is racing. Because the calm don't just survive the storm, they own it. So, what's the best financial advice you'll ever hear? It isn't hidden in the numbers, it's hidden in you. Master your emotions, discipline your habits, see opportunity in chaos, chase mastery instead of money, and protect your calm like it's gold. Because in the end, wealth doesn't belong to the smartest or the fastest. It belongs to the most stable. When the storm hits and the world panics, remember this: the calm mind becomes the richest mind. Be that mind. That is the best financial advice you'll ever hear.